industry when it's so deeply tied to wealth generation and also to some nations' pension funds and a complex network of its services and supply chain? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll close the questions there, and then let's head for answers.
So there was 4 questions. It sounded like question 1 and 4 was directed to me, so I'll take charge of 1 and 4, and we divide and conquer. How's that, madam? Is that good? All right. The first question was about ASEAN and the ability, the collective bargain against the big power. So this slide is exactly the emission of each ASEAN countries. So we released about 2.6 gigatons of carbon emission in 2019 by country, and that's about 8% of the global release. And we're about 8% in terms of population. So we're doing all right in terms of region. But the question is, for those big countries that have prospered before us and how we keep them accountable and what's the collective bargaining power, I think that goes back directly to the reason of existence of ASEAN. The ASEAN centrality, ASEAN relevancy, ASEAN credibility, because we can revisit our historical achievement and the reason why we exist in the first place, and that ASEAN fragmentation becomes ASEAN centrality. That's when we become middle power. That's when we become middle power, and that's when we have the collective bargain against anything when it comes to major power rivalry that is going on. When we combine together, these 2 countries combined, that's 70% of the nickel production. That's an alternative to the big boys, or to the big players. But the thing is, do we have that ASEAN centrality when this year it's all about rookie leaders, huh? So maybe 6 out of 10 countries are new prime minister or new president. I think that's the time where the ice break and they get together and they find common ground and realizing that ASEAN centrality once again. Then once we have that collective power, then we can start talking to the big players when it comes to these things, rather than I go alone or you go alone or you go alone. It's not going to happen, right? The 4th question was about green buildings and constructions. I think first thing, guidelines and certification standards, and also competition. I think one of the countries in Malaysia, indeed, they have green building index where you get to certify and you get to compete and you create new jobs. Energy manager in each of these buildings, also something that help with driving the demand for green construction in the first place. So these things are coming up, but it's very important that we have the transparency in terms of standards, in terms of certification, in terms of competition among buildings. I think that will go back to the producers that now that they have to find sustainable materials where it can be recycled and things. Thank you. That's for me. So
thank you. Please.